SiriusXM presents our first ever EDM Town Hall. Here's Geronimo with special guest Avicii on BPM.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. This is the first ever EDM Town Hall on SiriusXM. My name is Geronimo. We've got a packed house, originally outside the studio. Then you were gracious enough, Avicii, to invite them in. So thank you very much. So it's great to have Avicii. Yeah. So I really want to get right into it. You've been touring nonstop. Every time I look online or check Twitter, you're in a different city, in a different country. So welcome to New York. Welcome to SiriusXM. You've been here a bunch of times before. We've had you on, but this is special because we're on the eve of the release of your first ever studio album, which is called #True.
Not hashtag, no. But just true.
Yeah. Set the record straight on that.
Yeah. No, I think we just started we started hashtagging true, and then everyone thought like that was the actual name, but it was never hashtag.
So it's just true.
Just true, yeah.
But it wouldn't be bad if people included that, because then, I mean,
still hashtag it.
Yeah. The Twitter numbers will be absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Wake Me Up is really a groundbreaking single. It's played on many formats here on SiriusXM, played on alternative radio. I believe it's probably gotten a few spins on country radio. Of course, on BPM right here, this is your home. It's been probably the biggest song of the year. Is that something that you expected when you created this song?
No, not at all. I mean, it was made like as kind of a part of the album from the start. It wasn't made with any, as some people have been like very cynical and kind of looked at it as a way of stealing all the country fans and then just very technical like that. But it wasn't. It happened like very kind of natural and organic with Mike Eisinger from Incubus and Aloe Blacc. I think it was done in like 5 hours or something like that.
Wow. How did you meet up with Mike Eisinger? How did that relationship come together?
That was through a guy called Neil Jacobson, Interscope, who helped me in the beginning with just setting me up with some of the people that I mentioned to him. And he just kind of mentioned to me that, well, Mike at the time wasn't, like, Incubus weren't really doing anything, and he were doing scores with Hans Zimmer and kind of working on his own stuff. And he was just very kind of open-minded and stuff. So I met him for just a coffee over at his studio first, and then we got working and did a bunch of, like, songs, and he ended up like playing on, because he's such like one of the best guitar players in the world. So he kind of was the go-to guy that I went to just if I needed some other guitar parts or anything like that for any of the songs on the album.
I mean, the song is just a one-listen smash. The first time I heard it was at Ultra Music Festival in Miami. First thing I thought was, who's this vocalist? These are amazing vocals. Where did you find Aloe Blacc? How did that come about?
Well, I was working on another song with Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park. I had this other song that I worked on with Mac Davies, who's written a bunch of the like old Elvis Presley stuff, and he hadn't really worked in a while. He was just kind of taking it slow and playing golf and stuff. But he had a track called Black and Blue that rewrote a little bit, not lyrically, but we rewrote the melodies. And I had a demo with Mac singing it, but he had this kind of old, very country-ish sounding vibe to it. And I already had so much other stuff sounding like very country that was already on the album. So I was looking for another vibe for it. I played it for Mike Shinoda and just kind of asked if he had any suggesting any ideas, and he mentioned Aloe because he'd worked with Aloe for something else before. I just checked him out. I'd heard I Need $1 before, but I didn't know much more than that about him, and I just kind of fell in love like straight away with his Motown-y kind of sound. It's very like that's what I've realized is the hardest thing, is just finding that texture in the voice, like in certain people's voices that like he has, because it's so rare, and so many people sound alike when they're singing, and need other ways of kind of sounding different and stuff. Right. But his vocals and his voice is just amazing.
I find it amazing that you grew up in Sweden and you have you're such a fan of that country music sound. Is that something you listen to? Because that's seems to be very American.
Yeah, I don't think I've never really been a fan of country music in general. It's been tracks that, you know, that I've always really liked, and I think there's so many good like chord progressions and ideas to be taken from certain types of country music, but I've never been a big fan of it. So I think more what intrigued me was just that kind of like old, kind of like almost folky, like folk music, pure melody more than anything, because I've always been so focused on melody when it comes to anything I've done. And then when it's just a guitar and a vocal, that's all it is. It's just melodies, you know, and that's what fascinated me about.
By the way, congratulations on the release of the album. I know it's going to be amazing. It's going to do really well.
Thank you.
What I love about it is that, you know, somebody that works very closely with EDM, it shows that it's not just a DJ playing songs, you know, in front of a crowd in a club or at a festival. It shows that DJs are real producers and real artists, and I think you've helped give the stamp of approval for EDM for the entire community, including the fans here would probably agree. I don't want to speak for you guys, but you'd probably agree. So let's get into Wake Me Up featuring Aloe Blacc right here on the first ever EDM Town Hall on BPM on SiriusXM with Avicii in the studio. You guys ready to hear that? Yeah. All right. Here it is on BPM.
Feeling my way through the darkness, guided by a beating heart. I can't tell where the journey will end, but I know where to start. They tell me I'm too young to understand. They say I'm caught up in a dream. Well, life will pass me by if I don't open up my eyes, so that's fine by me. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost. Carrying the weight of the world, but I only have two hands. Hope I get the chance to travel the world, but I don't have any plans. Wish that I could stay forever this young, not afraid to close my eyes. Life's a game made for everyone, and love is the prize. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost.
It's BPM on SiriusXM. My name is Geronimo, and so glad to have the studio audience here in the first ever EDM Town Hall on SiriusXM with the biggest EDM artist in the world, one of the biggest producers in the world right now. His name is Avicii. Great to have you here.
Hey, good to be here.
Of course, you set the record straight. The CD is called True, not hashtag True, but feel free to throw in the hashtag if you want to tweet. How important is social media now to you regarding the feedback of the songs that are played and the songs that you produce?
Well, I mean, I think it's one of the most important promotional tool today, I think. But it's also for everyone, you know, it's not just for me. But I think it's really interesting to see how, well, not only the music industry, but kind of how the world in general have changed just in the last 5 years, 10 years, you know. Now, I mean, a bedroom producer could just download the demo of like FL Studio that I use or Logic or whatever, and then make their first song, upload it to YouTube, and it could be a hit by that alone, you know, just by kind of spreading through social media. So, I mean, it obviously opens a lot of doors for everyone. Then there's more music and more
right.
Obviously bad music too, because it just opens for everyone. Everyone can try and upload whatever they want. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's obviously more positives than, you know, negatives.
Well, I was going to talk about the negatives now, because a lot of times if you read it, one thing about EDM fans, very passionate, very opinionated, and sometimes it's not all positive. How do you stay clear of that, or how do you absorb that negativity when you read it online and not have it get you down?
I mean, it still gets you down, you know, occasionally, but you develop almost like some form of like elephant skin, you know, after a while, because you realize that since everyone can be anonymous on the internet now and say, you know, whatever they want, you know, everyone is just trying to kind of up the ante all the time. He's trying to be like even more like meaner and even, you know, more and more controversial and more like any way they can just to get attention. Right. And once you do see it for what it is, it's not, you know, it's not that bad. It's just words.
Well, everybody that's here is going to get a copy of the CD, which is really, really amazing. I'm not just saying it because you're here. I've been saying it before, and actually your management team, Carl and Ash, sent me over a copy, so I've been able to listen to it all weekend long, and I'm in love with the album. I want to ask you about a song that you did with big American Idol winner Adam Lambert and Nile Rodgers. I mean, what was that like doing that cut? That's by the way, it's "Lay Me Down" is the name of the song. Yeah,
I mean, I think that's my personal favorite of the album. I'd worked with Nile a bunch already. By the time now when the album is out, like I've already done maybe 8 songs or something with Nile.
When you worked with him, was it pre-Daft Punk or right around that time?
No, I met him pre-Daft. I don't know if he was actually pre-Daft Punk, but I had no idea that they were working together. He came by when I did my Radio City show here in New York, and we met afterwards, and he came backstage. And after that, it took like a year almost for us to get in the studio, just because, I mean, but like I was touring, I didn't have any time at all to work on music, and, you know, much less go in the studio with someone. But then he was like one of the first obvious kind of names that came up when I did have time to sit down for this album. We clicked so well right from the start, just because he is a lot older than I am, and he's been through so much more than I have, and then so much more educated. You know, I've learned so much just by kind of being in the same room as him, almost working with him. But he's still so open-minded when it comes to, you know, everything. He's not snobby at all. He loves everything when it comes to music. He's very melodic, and I think that's why we really got along so well from right from the start, just because we really, I think, inspired each other and inspired ideas from each other. And then Adam didn't come in until like the end stages of the song, because we'd started out with just the two of us, and then Prince called Nile up and said that he has a band that he manages called King, who's like 3 girls, just like choirs and stuff. So he just asked if we needed some choirs for a song. We're like, sure, yeah, come by.
At what point do you say to yourself, wait a second, Prince is calling, Nile Rodgers, like, this is music royalty. I don't believe this is happening. My dreams are
it's true. Pretty surreal. And how chill and just kind of like last minute everything is too. Just like, oh, can they come by? Yeah, but that's how it happened. That's how like most tracks on the album happened too. It's not like a studio session that we've been talked up for months, and then we go in and like it's all like, are you free today? Okay, cool.
Well, let's get into it. Let's hear it. Lay Me Down featuring Adam Lambert, of course, Nile Rodgers that we've been talking about, Avicii, right here, the first ever EDM Town Hall on SiriusXM on BPM. You guys ready to hear it? Let's do it right now. This is BPM. I'm Geronimo. So glad to have the studio audience here on SiriusXM and our first ever EDM Town Hall with an amazing artist, producer, DJ. His name is Avicii. I've called you Tim at times. What do you prefer now? You just a little bit of everything or what?
No, Tim is fine. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll just go by Tim for the rest of the
Yeah, that's
interview.
perfect. Yeah.
Okay, Avicii's here now. I had to do that. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know your schedule's absolutely insane. Today alone, I can only imagine how many different things you were doing. Really, really thank you to
No, it's
taking
my
the time.
pleasure.
Our
Really.
audience on BPM and SiriusXM loves you, and I see the response when you've allowed us to broadcast your sets live from festivals, and you probably see the feedback. People go crazy for you. Feedback of the album, which is called True, is really, really amazing too. I mentioned it earlier. I love it. I want to talk about Dear Boy, which is cut 5, and I would say it's probably my favorite cut from the album. Now, the vocalist is not listed on the album, but I've heard, is it Lana Del Rey on that?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
That's been the big internet rumor that's Lana Del Rey.
Yeah,
Kinda
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like
No,
her.
yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Can we talk about who that is? Or
Yeah, no, it's like M and O, like a Swedish, like Swedish. Well, that's the thing too. Where you like it when once a rumor starts, you can't kill it. You know,
I know
people have just like decided that that's Lana
I was
Del Rey.
100% certain it was Lana Del Rey, but you proved me wrong. We should have had a money bet on that. So tell me about that song.
Well, that was. I mean, most songs of the album I've done like from scratch in the studio with whoever I work with. This song was done kind of like with levels, or you know what, I kind of the way I've been working before, just by building a track around a vocal. And I had the Dear Boy vocal, which was going to be, it was supposed to be the vocal for I Could Be the One before we got the vocal to I Could Be the One.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, yeah, it's been around for a long time, and I've always really liked it. I just haven't really found like a song for it. And then I had the Dear Boy instrumental, which is inspired by like an old Swedish hip hop song. It's like the instrumental to that. So that's what kind of inspired the original instrumental. Then I just kind of mashed them together, and it worked. I mean, it's not rocket science.
It worked out. It's a great song. We'll play it in a second, but when do you ever get Tim time? When do you ever get time to just sit back and be that kid that really enjoyed music before he even got into it and before he traveled to basically every corner of this planet? When do you have that time?
I mean, I think like enjoying music is pretty much that Tim is all gone in a sense, because you just get so damaged by working and producing all the time. So you can't really hear any songs without trying to see, you know, what I could learn from it, or what I could use from it, or sample, or, you know, it's just really hard. But I do, like, honestly, when I'm off and I want to relax, what I do is I produce. It's still my hobby. Still after, you know, all this time and everything, having this busy schedule and having done so much touring and studio work and stuff in general, it's still what I kind of go to, just take the edge off, you know, just the touring.
Since you started, you have been touring for the better part of, I'd say, 5 years. How many miles do you think you've logged around the world? Is it more than 10 million? Is it, I mean,
I have literally no idea. I haven't even used my miles once. So I think
can we get vacations for everybody or what?
I think so, yeah, for half the country. Or why
it's
not?
Avicii here, the first ever EDM Town Hall on BPM. Let's get into Dear Boy now, my personal favorite on the CD True, which is available right now, so go out and get it. And here it is on BPM.
So bold and fine, I've known you for some time. Oh, life changed while bones like yours and mine go dance in the woods, and down we go, down, down. Oh boy, you're mine. Do you remember old times? Oh dear boy, I wanna follow you. You're a wild boy, I am a wild girl too. Oh dear boy, so hard without you. In a world with everything, but it won't do. Oh dear boy, I destruction ain't a crime for those who find life is a game like you and I. Go dancing in the waters of all the tears we have cried. Oh boy, we're fine. Do you remember our time?
sister. Know the water's sweet, but blood is thicker. Oh, if the sky comes falling down for you, there's nothing in this world I wouldn't do. Hey, brother, do you still believe in one another? Hey, sister, do you still believe in love? I wonder. Oh, if the sky comes falling down for you, there's nothing in this world
It's BPM and SiriusXM's first ever EDM Town Hall. My name is Geronimo. Glad to have the studio audience here. Thank you, everybody, for coming up. And a big special thank you to a man who probably has the busiest schedule of any artist ever. You know him as Avicii. We've established before it's okay for me to call you Tim. But he's here. And thank you so much for taking the time. And again, congratulations on the release of the CD. I really want to talk to you about a song with a vocalist, a guy by the name of Dan Tyminski, who, it's not a household name, but his vocals are off the charts amazing. And he's part of the folk singer Alison Krauss's band.
Yeah.
How in the hell did you make that connection and get him on a song?
Well, I mean, when we wrote Hey Brother from the start, I wrote it in Sweden with Salem Fakir and Vincent Pontera, who I'd previously done Silhouettes with and You Make Me. But the whole inspiration behind it started out as kind of like this folky, like almost old British folk music. Like that's how it started out, but then it started moving more towards bluegrass for some reason, and just kind of went into that, back to country again. But we were all big fans of Oh Brother Where Art Thou and the soundtrack to Oh Brother Where Art Thou. And Dan is the one who sings in the movie. So once we did like finalize, I think that was probably the song that I tried, the most vocalists for. I mean, everyone I work with, everyone else who sings on the album, and everyone has done their version of Hey Brother, just because Vincent was the one who sang first, but he originally didn't want to use his vocal in the song because he had another project going on and he was kind of tied up there, so we had to find someone else for it. And it just took forever, and then eventually I was just like kind of talking with Ash, my manager, and Vincent and everyone. We were like, well, we were trying to get this bluegrass vibe, and Oh Brother Where Art Thou was one of the inspirations behind the song. Why don't we just contact whoever sings it and just see what happens? And Dan heard the song and he loved it, and literally like a day later he'd like thrown down his first attempt at the song, and it just sounded great. I think straight away it just kind of like finalized it.
Was Dan with you? Did he perform this live in Miami at Ultra Music Festival?
Yeah.
I mean, that I really took the whole world by storm. I mean, social media wise, live and in person, and I would say it probably took a lot of balls for him to go out in front of an EDM crowd.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I
sing
think
that
forever. I think
time.
for everyone who came there to Ultra was came out of their own element a little bit, and these are all celebrated musicians in their own way, and in their own genres where they come from. No, for sure. And I think Hey Brother was one of the first ones that people liked. Everyone hated. Right after Miami, everyone, it was like over my Twitter feed and Facebook, and everyone thing was, for the first couple of days it was all negative. But I think Hey Brother was one of the first ones that people kind of took to themselves, and like when they actually listened to it, they liked it. Yeah,
I mean, when you listen to it, it really works. But was there a time, as you said, right afterwards, when you checked social media and you're like, "Oh shit, I might have done the wrong thing"?
Yeah, I did know going in what was gonna happen and kind of how it was gonna go down. And I talked a lot with my manager before, and everyone was on the same page. But then once you actually do it, and like there's always stuff that happens that you can't really see coming. I know it was going to be like a shock to people and to my fans, but I hadn't really, like, I was so focused too on it being a bluegrass band, so I didn't even like think that actually like 95% of these people probably don't even know what bluegrass is. To them it's just going to be country. So I hadn't expected country to be such a big standout word as it kind of became. Everyone was calling all of it country, and a lot of it's far from country. But at the end of the day, whenever I read everything, and it was hard for sure, but I went to my like my manager and my whole team were just kind of by my side the whole time, and just like, yeah, but you knew this was gonna happen, just let it breathe for a second and let people.
I can only imagine those conversations, like talking you off the ledge. Like,
exactly.
It's not just weather the storm, get through these couple of days. Because I mean, we all know that the negative people are going to be vocal first, and then you'll start hearing the positives. And I read some amazing reviews for the album online from different sources, so that really speaks for itself. I want to talk about this one song, and then we'll play it. You mentioned Mac Davis earlier, who I wasn't sure it was the same Mac Davis, but I remember him like when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's the same Mac Davis.
And then Audra May, who's on vocals now. She has this weird connection, Audra May. I think this may be one of these weird internet rumors, but I think she's related to Judy Garland.
She is, yeah.
That's
I think she's like the great niece of Judy Garland.
Now, there's a massive Judy Garland audience out there, so you already won them over, so you don't have to worry about that. But she's an amazing vocalist. How did you come across? How did you find her?
Well, that was like, just like a bunch of everyone else I work with. That was also kind of, again, last minute, but I was in between houses in LA, I remember, and I was just in my hotel room, and I'd been stuck there for like 2 days waiting to hear what was going to happen with my house, and felt like I was in prison, so I just needed to kind of get out of there. So I called up Nile again, just last minute, and said, like, I really want to work. Is there anyone available now? This was like 9 p.m. on like a Sunday or something, He's like, yeah, let me see what I can do. And then he comes back and sends me a couple of names. And and Audra is one of those names. And he's like, well, this is the best I could do with such short notice. And I'm like, I'm listening to her
it's
stuff,
Sunday
and
night.
It's amazing.
I'm about to watch, Breaking Bad or whatever. What, leave me alone. I mean,
Yeah. But I mean, that was one of the best people I've ever heard. I mean, I've worked with a lot of people, and Audra, her voice completely on another level. She's really like a lot of people say she sounds like Adele, which she kind of does a little bit, but she really has her own thing going. She's like a sassier Adele, like more like Etta James and Nina Simone than Adele, I think, which was kind of what captivated me with her voice.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows what a music fan you are, that it's a Sunday night, and the thing that's going to get you back into your right set of mind is back into the studio.
Well, out from the hotel room.
Right.
Yeah. that was number one priority.
Yeah, I probably would have gone right to Taco Bell, but
Yeah, I've done that already.
That's just me. But let's get into this one. This is Addicted to You, featuring Mac Davis and Audra May. The amazing Tim Berg, a.k.a. Avicii, here in the studio in the first ever EDM Town Hall on SiriusXM and on BPM. The album is True.
I don't know just how it happened. I let down my guard. Swore I'd never fall in love again, but I fell hard. Guess I should have seen it coming. Caught me by surprise. Wasn't looking where I was going. I fell into your eyes. You came into my crazy world like a cool and cleansing rain. Before I knew what hit me, baby, you were flowing through my veins. I'm addicted to you, hooked on your love like a powerful drug. I can't get enough of. Lost in your eyes, drowning in blue, out of control. What can I do? I'm addicted to you. Midnight glows in through the window, dances round the room. Got me hypnotized.
Welcome back. It is SiriusXM's BPM. I am Geronimo with a guy that I met, I think, about 5 years ago, and I've really seen you come a long way, and you're just an amazing producer, amazing artist, and I just feel the sense of pride knowing I knew you then, and now to see to see the music, hear the music, and glad to have you here. If you didn't know
it's
that,
good to be here for sure. Yeah,
Avicii
long road
on BPM certainly has been a long road, and we have fans that they didn't exactly follow a long road to get here, but they're here in our New York City studios. Let's go with Chris O, who has a question for Avicii.
My question is, what's the most memorable festival you've played at?
Well, that's gonna be Ultra Miami, still, for better or for worse. But
I mean, I thought that the set was amazing. You can ask our crew in there. I was amazed at the set. I was like, nobody has the guts to do this. And pretty much, I don't want to diss anybody, but a lot of the sets are the same. And I was like, this really was great to see. It was really exciting. So if those of you weren't there to see it, there's plenty of clips online of the amazing set we're talking about, where a lot of this music that lives on this album was debuted. And as we talked about, it was a rough road at the beginning because based on social media, but it really has worked into where we are today, which is celebrating the release of True. So, Chris, thank you very much for your question. Adrian, are you here?
When your fans listen to your music, do you prefer they listen on monitors or hi-fi speakers?
I mean, to me, it really doesn't matter that much. I mean, monitors for me always sounds because you can hear everything more. But I haven't really thought about that.
It's a good question. I got to tell you though, I've been in the booth, not to brag or anything, but I've been in the booth behind you when you're playing. You keep the monitors up louder than I think anybody I've ever seen. Are you still keeping them up very loud?
Yeah, I am.
We got to get some ear protection here.
I know everyone's on my ass about that.
Tiesto carries around these like $1 billion little devices that go in his ear. I don't know, like
but he doesn't need them either. He's like he's a
machine. Right?
He's like a machine. Yeah.
All right. Is Nash here?
So, what was your inspiration for using two names, releasing with Avicii and as well as Tim Berg to start with?
Well, that was just kind of a way for me to get all my music out there rather than just like Avicii has always been like the main name, which the one where, well, in the beginning was all the best music that I liked the most that I wanted to release there. But later, once I started kind of getting a fan base at all, it was more of a, are they gonna like this? Because if they hear like all my other stuff, this is gonna feel, almost too schizophrenic, like I'm releasing like something that's dark and techno inspired versus something that's, very happy and melodic. So it was just a way for me to get everything I'd done out.
All right. Max, are you here?
Hey, so I know that you said that to take the edge off, you kind of like produce music and stuff like that. I guess my question would be, if you weren't DJing at all, like what do you think you'd be doing, or what do you think you'd want to be doing instead?
I have no idea. I think I'd still, I've thought about that a lot. Just looking at all my other, I have the same friends that I had growing up, and I think I'd be, still deciding what to do, or, kind of trying to figure out what to study, or I don't know. I think I'm lucky that DJing and producing kind of came along. Otherwise, I'd be eating noodles. And
I saw a picture. I think we talked about this in Miami, but I saw a picture. You mentioned that you have the same friends for a long time. In this picture, it just proves it, because there's like a 9-year-old Avicii next to, I don't knows, Sebastian Ingrosso's cousin, and Carl, who's part of your management team. And there might have been a few other soon-to-be celebrities. And were you guys like 9 or 10 in that picture, right?
Yeah, we're 9 or 10. Yeah, for sure. It's a class photo, yeah.
Was
we're
that
all in the same class?
Was that a school that focused on music?
Yeah. It was EDM kindergarten. No, but we all. I mean, it's not. Where I come from and where in Stockholm I come from, it's not big scene at all. I'm not just talking music. It's very like I grew up went to the same schools. It was just 100 meters from each other at the schools. It's just like a very small kind of area, and everyone knows each other.
One last question from another Max. Okay, good. We have the other Max.
Hey, Tim. Another question was asked about what your favorite festival to play at. You have these small venues that you go out to. I got the chance to see you about 4 years ago at Penn State. And then you have something about next weekend with Tomorrow World coming up, which draws, it draws over like 180,000 people. Do you like playing in those small venues that are more personal, or those huge shows where you get so many people out there?
It's hard. It's like the bigger shows make more of an impact on me, just personally, and it's a bigger memory, if that makes sense. But that doesn't necessarily mean I enjoy myself more, because if there's just something with the smaller shows that are just there's not as much pressure, and there's not I could just kind of relax and play whatever I want to, and I think I enjoy the smaller shows more than I do the bigger shows. But obviously, playing huge festivals with 80,000 people jumping at the same time or chanting along or singing along to your songs is the best feeling in the world. It's hard to compare it. That's definitely, I'd say, the biggest feeling I've ever gotten.
Thank you, everybody, for your questions. Before we wrap up, I think it was probably 3 years ago when I saw you on Governor's Island, and your manager, Ash, was there. And it was seconds before you were going to play Levels. I don't think I'd heard it at that point. And he was like, watch this. And, I had goosebumps. I couldn't believe it. And the crowd was going crazy, and it was new. It's widely respected now as maybe the biggest EDM song of all time. First of all, when you...
It wasn't new. It's still been out.
Yeah, it had been out for a while.
Yeah, kidding, yeah.
Was that something you believed at that point? Did you think, the first time you put the song together, did you think, this is going to be unbelievable?
No. No, not at all. It's funny. You don't know ever which ones are going to be... I can kind of... I've learned to understand, especially, my manager and my team in general. We've kind of... what works, what people like. If I really like a song, I know that my fans are gonna like it too. But other than that, it's really hard knowing which ones are gonna stand out and which ones are gonna be bigger, because every song I finish is there's a reason for me finishing it. I wouldn't finish it if I didn't like it. So after that, it's just up to fate almost. It's really hard for me to tell.
I figured I'd have to go old school on you for a bit before we finish up. True is the name of the album. I noticed before we started the interview that between the lyric video and the video that was just released, there's something like 160 million views in just a short period of time, which is really miraculous. It's really unbelievable. And you've been just an absolute great diplomat for electronic dance music and music in general. So can we please have a round of applause for Avicii? The CD is available this week. It came out a couple of days ago. It's called True. It's Avicii's first studio album. And let's play one more song from the album. What if we played what will probably be the next single, featuring Salem, who was on Silhouettes? Can we play You Make Me?
Sure.
Can we talk a little bit about it before we wrap it up?
Sure. Yeah, that was the first one I did with Salem and Vincent together. We did that one, and then we did Hey Brother. We were going for kind of like a rocky punk-ish type of vocal, but then again, I didn't know that we were gonna use the pianos and everything that we kind of got started on. That was just as like a reference. I was gonna bring home the acapella and everything and build a brand new track from it. That's how almost all the songs were at the beginning. I was just acoustic guitars or organs or whatever I used was just kind of for writing purposes when we wrote the song. But then we just ended up, growing so attached to those sounds and kind of what they added to the song. So it was impossible to get the same quality of the song without it.
Well, let's hear it right now. Again, Avicii, thank you so much. True's the album. It's BPM, the first ever EDM Town Hall on SiriusXM with Avicii. Thanks again, man.
Thanks. Well, thanks for having me.
This has been a special presentation of the SiriusXM Town Hall with Avicii.